Hey YouTube, welcome back to the channel. So you want to know some tips on Call of Duty Modern Warfare to make sure that you're caught up when you're ready to play. Now, if you don't know, the first tip of this video is that you can play this weekend and you can start downloading today. The Call of Duty 2v2 Alpha mode is going to be available on Friday, but here's the caveat, guys. It's a PS4 exclusive. Now, is that an issue? I mean, if you don't have a PS4, absolutely. Xbox fans right now might be throwing their controllers out of their rooms, but I digress. Really, if you want to play, download it on PS4. The benefit is if you do have a PS4, you don't need PlayStation Plus and you do not need to pay for it. So that means you will have some access to it, but coming from a game development side of things, I know that people are paying lots of money to get that little chance to have it on your system first so that you can hopefully sell more copies than Xbox and continue to convert them over to your system. However, that doesn't have to do with anything else in this video, guys, because of course that's just the information you need to start playing tomorrow. The second tip I would say is to watch this channel. If you guys are interested in having some tips and tricks and things that will help you in this gameplay, I'm relatively new in Call of Duty, so if you find yourself in that situation or you like informative or educational content, this is one of the best places I can recommend to be subscribing to and watching and enjoying and hanging out with. You'll find that we have a really positive community here, and you'll also find that a lot of the viewers, the community members like to learn things too. I've gone from Smite to Paladins to Apex Legends. I'm going to add Call of Duty. There's a lot of things that we're going to be on in terms of a journey here, so it's a great spot to stay. I suggest a like, a comment, let me know what you think about that, a subscribe, that way you can stay tuned on the journey. Now, in Gunfight, to let everyone know, the only mode that will be available, tip number 3, is that it is the only mode, Gunfight, like I was just saying, for this entire alpha, so you're not going to get a chance to actually play anything else. Now, for those of you wondering, is that all there is in Call of Duty Modern Warfare? Absolutely not. Call of Duty Modern Warfare is going to feature a ton of different modes and even has some larger modes that could relate itself to Battlefield. Obviously, those two games are in competition for the shooter market, and they want to have something that will allow you to say, well, I could play Battlefield, but I can kind of get the same thing on COD, plus I like this other thing, so I'm just going to play COD all day. That's the idea, and hopefully those modes are fun. I've heard mixed reviews on them though, so you may want to stay tuned. Tip number 4 is that Call of Duty is a reimagined version of the original Call of Duty Modern Warfare. Now, people are really excited about this for several reasons. One, the fact that it's really harkening back to what people loved about that Modern Warfare 3 Call of Duty and bringing it back to where we have realistic, kind of real-time, real ballistic feeling where the bullets fire like they should. They have impact, they have drop, the sound is on point for how these guns sound in real life, but without the stuff like jetpacks where it got super modernized and people kind of stopped to feel the luster of that realistic shooter. That's Modern Warfare's bread and butter. They're going back to it this time. However, tip number 5 is pretty interesting. 5 is be careful of the political climate in the story. Now, I've heard a lot of things, and I've yet to confirm this with my own eyes, but this has been confirmed by several other YouTubers and people who have been covering the game and seen the story mode firsthand. Just like the other Call of Duty where it dealt with current political and war issues at the time, this Call of Duty dives into the trending topics of today. And that means that it's going to get into some pretty sensitive stuff. Talking about shootings, talking about, the political strife and climate here. Talking about where children losing their lives. All of these things could be involved in the story and be a little bit shocking. Now, this may not matter for you if you're 18 and over, but if you're under 18 and you're trying to convince your parents to buy this for you, this is something that they're going to have to be aware of and hopefully be cool with. I know my parents at that point would have been cool with it, but I don't know about you guys, so let me know if that's an issue. Be curious to see how many of you actually have issues with that, or if you feel that it's actually a good thing that they're sticking so true to some of the issues we're facing in our current climate today. Tip number 6, what happens if I can't play this weekend? Is this my only chance to play Call of Duty before the game releases on October 25th? No, and here's how you can play it again. Remember, September 12th to 13th and September 14th to 16th is actually another PS4 exclusive beta. So yet again, PS4 will have their hands on earlier than most other players. Then September 19th to 20th, we will have an early access beta for Xbox, PC, and PS4. And then of course, September 21st to 23, we'll have an open beta for all players on all platforms. So essentially, you'll be able to get it about 10 days earlier in early access if you've purchased the game on PS4. However, if you haven't even purchased it, but you're going to play on PS4 and you like this, you'll be able to get it on September 14th through 16th. For all us other plebs, I'll be trying to get it on PC. That's September 19th to 20th for me. It's actually a day after my birthday, so a little birthday gift for me. Either way, that means there's a ton of time to play this game before it actually comes out. Make a decision, get into a beta. You don't have to purchase it right off the bat, which is great. I like that they're doing that. Although a lot of PS4 action, I will say that. I know my Xbox people, even my PC crew, getting a little pissed off at all this PS4 action. Number 7, Gunfight is going to be pretty make or break in this game. Let me tell you why. Gunfight is a 2v2 mode that allows realistic randomization in terms of your battles with another team of 2. You fight off and it's intimate, but it's also fun, and it's got that battle royale feel where you never know what weapon you're going to get and you have to adjust to the circumstances presented to you. Now, so far in Call of Duty's release, whether it's been streamed, whether videos have shown up, this seems to be the mode that most streamers, most popular YouTubers enjoy the most. What does that mean for you? It means that you better get into this mode, or you may be finding yourself a little bored outside of the big esports tournaments for COD, which will start a little bit later, in terms of watching or playing this game. This seems to be something they're going for as far as their, hey, this is our unique spin, this is the thing that's going to get a, that courage and Lupo versus Dr. Disrespect and Tim duo that's going to be great and get a ton of views. It seems like this is really what they're going for, and it also seems like a very fun mode in general. Number 8, players who are opting into this 2v2 mode for the multiplayer alpha this weekend, they're going to be able to play 5 different Modern Warfare maps: Stack, King, Pine, Speedball, and Docks to round them out. You'll also have multiple operators available to try out, while at least one game mode variant called Pickup is expected alongside that basic 2v2 Gunfight Deathmatch, in which each player only has a single life. So they are saying that there is going to be a slightly different mode you can play, but it's really not about, like I mentioned, that mode. It's about the Gunfight mode. This is the one that I think is going to be pretty make or break. I want to know your thoughts in the comments section below. How big do you think Gunfight will be? Do you think it'll get that kind of pop that they might be looking for? Or do you think it'll fizzle out and people will just get back to the old tried and true modes of Call of Duty? Hey Rain Day, I'm coming from a different game. Apex Legends, Fortnite, I've played Call of Duty, but not since I was a little kid. Is it easy to get back into it? Now, I think yes is the answer, but I also think you're going to have to pace yourself. It's a much faster version of killing and dying yourself, so you're going to have to be more accustomed to the fast resets, the, oh, I died, 2 seconds later I'm back killing 2 people, now I've died again. It's not that same 18 minutes of staying alive that you would expect from a battle royale. That's one of the biggest transitions for sure, especially when playing hero shooters where I come from, either Overwatch or Paladins or Apex Legends, where again, you're alive for a long time. Call of Duties are a lot more faster pace, they're a lot more lethal. The TTK, something we call time to kill, is faster, which means you can kill somebody in a few shots and in a millisecond essentially, and so you have to be prepared with that new pace. But once you get used to it, and it will take a few games, you will find that it is a ton of fun and a great change up from what you're used to. If anyone else who has played a lot of Call of Duty and played other games has any tips on that transition, let them know in the comment section below. Number 9, find the weapon that works for you, and if you don't find it, keep moving on. The reason I say this is because inevitably we're going to come out with a video that's going to say this is the best weapon, these are the ranking every weapons, this is the weapons that you got to have, and if you don't have them you're going to die. But that doesn't always work for everyone. I know the Wingman was that in Apex Legends for a long time, and I could not hit shots with it for months, and I'm like, this is the best weapon? I can't use this at all. Call of Duty is going to have a ton of different variations and options for you to play, so don't judge yourself as a player. Just continue to look at what do I do well with and try to keep up with that. If it tends to be something else, maybe that's non-meta, have fun with it. Maybe people won't expect it. That could be your secret sauce in getting a few kills because people aren't used to playing against that weapon. So get used to discovering things. You may come up with something that works way better for you than what everyone else is saying you should play. Stick with that, you will improve your game and you'll probably have a lot more fun. Now, number 10, the most important tip, and the tip that probably goes most with this channel, and why maybe if you like this one, you may want to subscribe and stay tuned for more content for Call of Duty in the rain day way. The tip is to stay positive. Listen, Call of Duty is a game that I've played intermittently, but when I have played it, I've experienced some of the most toxic behavior I've ever seen in any video game culture. This is creme de la creme, AAA toxicity, where every 13-year-old kid with a microphone on his Xbox is yelling profanity while his mom's downstairs cooking dinner, calling you every racial slur in the world, and when she says, "Hey, Jimmy, come on down, meatloaf's ready," he says, "Okay, Mom, sure." Calls you one more racial slur, then goes down to eat meatloaf, and then comes back up to do it again. I mean, this is what Call of Duty has been, but it's not what it has to be. We're in a new age where people are just fed up with that, man, and I think the community that I have here shows that people want a little bit more positivity. They want to deal with a game like this to where it's fun, it's light, it's enjoyable. You're feeling better after a video than when you walked in or when you first clicked on it and said, "Wow, yeah, let me watch this and see what he's got to say." So that's what I'm going to provide with the channel. I'm going to also give some tips on Gunfight once I play it a little bit, so stay tuned for that this weekend. Another good reason to subscribe and stay tuned to the channel. That's it for today, guys. Just very quick, wanted to give you some info, some tips, get you ready for the alpha, and let me know what you're thinking if you're excited in the comment section below. As always, never give up, never stop gaming, and I'll see you all next time.